Time for the main event!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. So now that Ringside Season Pass 4 has been out for a week, and yes, I did get to tier 40, and I unlocked everything, boy was that a slog, there's a recurring theme that's happened in every single Ringside Pass. Something that I've been complaining about since day one, and no, it's not the wrestlers, it's not the Persona card content. I mean, I really liked the Borderlands ones. I know a lot of you guys hated it, and you're probably going to yell at me right now, but I like that stuff mainly because it gives us something that all these passes are severely lacking in. And that is original creation parts and stuff. So here's what I suggest going forward to really cater to that crowd, that player base. And yes, I know they've been adding stuff to the island, but why not do both? Why not really put the cherry on top for these ringside passes? Try to cover all your bases, because it feels like it's mostly just Persona cards, your main wrestlers that you get with the pass, then My Faction and VC. That's it. You're missing an entire part of the fan base that would be on board with this if you included what I'm about to suggest. So you have 40 tiers to go through, and I feel like you guys are kind of like, we don't know what to add. Throw more My Faction stuff in there. Throw more virtual currency in there. Throw My Faction ticket things, which I still don't know what the hell they're for because I don't play the mode. All that kind of stuff. So here's what I suggest to really get people on board with this Ringside Pass setup if it's going to continue on into 2K27. And hopefully some of the stuff I'm suggesting makes it into the Ringside Season Pass 5 because you guys have over a month to do it. So 2K, if you're watching, thank you very much for getting us the Hardys and the Lita and Persona cards. You're doing really good with the Persona aspect of this. This is like the last thing, nitpicky thing that I would like to see, and I'm sure a lot of the fans would like to see, and it involves the creation suite. So let's get going here. Number 1. Create a superstar parts with a complete set. Not a t-shirt anyone can make themselves. I'm talking about the OG badass gimmicky parts like they drip feed on the island, like that cool new shark head. And why not give me a whole set of that, right? Or have the shark head piece on the island and the rest of it on the Ringside Pass. That way you get players to engage with both modes. I'd hate to see that, but hey, I'd rather have something than nothing. Anyway, don't just give me a headpiece, give me a complete set so I can go all out. Number 2, create an arena parts. Give me more props, Titantron selections, ring styles, like give me a toy ring, patterns, original video clips for shows like the animated stuff they have now that have basically been in the game for the last 10 years. Give me more of that. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about here, in the create a show part of the game, where you go to create like your animations and all that kind of stuff for the transitions, like from match to match, or when you finish a match and it does a little transition thing, it's been like the same selection for 10 years. Why not have a bunch of new ones added? And if you don't want to give them away for free, you could have that be part of the Ringside Pass, either free tier or paid tier. I think that would be a great addition. It would really help push more creativity out of the game. It sucks that we've had the same ones forever. Like, I don't want to use in-game stuff. Maybe WWE's not allowing you to do it, but I feel like this would be huge. Overall, the Create an Arena needs a massive overhaul. In my opinion, I would toss out that whole thing and rebuild it from the ground up because it just feels like it's I don't know, it feels like you're just putting a Band-Aid on the mode every year. And the Create an Arena really needs a massive overhaul. Like, it's so weird and janky, and every time there's an update, it screws something up in there. I feel like just toss it out, redo it from the ground up, and put it back in the game. And if you have to have a whole game with no Create an Arena, which would really piss off the fans, well, so just be completely transparent. Be like, hey, we're rebuilding it. We're making it much better. It'll be back next year. I mean, like, for a guy who loves to create stuff, loves creating arenas, loves creating wrestlers, I mean, if you guys took out the Create a Wrestler for a year, I wouldn't buy that game that year. Like, maybe there's a bunch of players that wouldn't buy it, but hey, at least they know that they're going to be fixed in the following year, right? And if you don't want to remove it completely, you could always just be like, hey, we're not touching it this year because we're working on it on the back end for next year. I mean, that way it's still in the game. It'll still be jank, but hey, it's still there in some capacity for players to use. Anyway, so for the Ringside Pass, since we're talking about that, I would just like to see new stuff that we can use in the Create an Arena aspect of the game. Number 3, Now create a championship parts. Now you see a recurring theme here. You guys have all these awesome custom championships for sale on WWEshop.com, like the Brock Lesnar one they just showed off. Why not put those in the game and allow us to Frankenstein the parts as we see fit? Also, that Trick Williams' new US title needs to be an option for custom championships. I'm talking about the fur leather strap. That would be freaking cool to have a fur title championship, especially if you have like a jungle warrior esque theme stuff, like maybe like a caveman theme wrestling promotion. That would be super cool to have, just to have like a fur championship to make it look prehistoric, stuff like that. See, the creativity, that's what I want about these games. That's what I fell in love with these games for, was the creative aspect where you can truly make your own stuff. Like, you can make your entire own show if you wanted to. You can make everything your own. But I feel like every single year this game kind of like slowly prevents players from doing certain things because they want to push you towards my faction. They want to push you towards the island, the money-making modes, when the money-making mode is staring you in the face ever since it was created, and that's the creation suite. That's the money-making mode. Add stuff to that also. Like, I guarantee you, if you guys start really putting your time and effort into the creation suite, people are going to fall in love with this game all over again. So, that's just me. Now, the next one, number 4, I don't care what other players say, but I want more collaborations with other IP so we can get some cool creation parts like the Borderlands ones. However, they should pick stuff that makes more sense to WWE. For example, since WWE 2K has a more realistic art style, go with stuff like the live action movie of He-Man. It's really over right now. It'd be really cool to get the He-Man parts in the game. They already kind of have those style of parts in the game as well. We have the Viking Raiders. So I feel like the He-Man universe, Masters of the Universe, their parts and stuff, the creativity of that would really fit with WWE, especially with the parts we already have in the game. So I feel like it kind of complements it, right? And with all the old gimmicks back in the old days, like Barbarians, the Man from Yukon, all that kind of stuff, why not have that kind of stuff in the game? I feel like that makes more sense to this rather than something that looks like a cartoon that's a totally different art style be put in the game. Even though I liked the Borderlands stuff, I feel like that doesn't make sense as much as like a live-action He-Man movie or the next one I'm about to suggest, which wrestlers are in. In fact, your 2 main wrestlers are in it, and that is the new upcoming Street Fighter movie. Like, if they don't do a collaboration with the Street Fighter movie, then I don't know what to tell you. They're idiots. We could get a cool Guile, Cody Rhodes, and a cool Akuma, Roman Reigns. And if you don't think that's cool, then I don't know. You guys hate fun. Like, I don't care. You guys hate fun. How awesome would it be to get the suits for that, the costume parts for that, the hair, everything, for our creative wrestlers? And if you're not going to do it for like actual wrestlers, like taking up persona slots because people freak out about that, then just give me the parts that I can make my own stuff. Like, give me the Street Fighter parts for the game. Give me the Masters of the Universe creation parts for the game. You don't have to give me a whole character and persona attached to it. You could literally just give me the creation parts as a set. That would be huge for the Ringside Pass. Imagine playing the Ringside Pass 5, now that He-Man is super popular, right? Because the movie did really well on Amazon. And you have He-Man creation parts. And it's not taking up a character slot. It's not taking up like a virtual currency slot or whatever. It's its own thing. It's just for the creators that like to create wrestlers and that kind of stuff. That'd be huge. That'd be a huge win for this game and franchise going forward, especially if those parts carried over to 2K27, right? Obviously, because it's a collaboration that they don't own, they'd probably remove it next year, but any creation parts added, if they're not going to be a collaboration part and they're going to be an OG part, should be added into next year's game for free, because most of us already unlocked it, right? Or at least it should have a tracker, like, okay, you bought this part last year, you're getting this part next year for free because you paid for it last year. That would really incentivize people to buy more stuff in the island, and because there's a lot of parts from the island in 2K25 that you had to repurchase in 2K26. You guys, since it is online only, there's got to be some sort of tracking system that allows you to automatically unlock those parts you bought, and that would also incentivize you guys to make more parts, because if we have to buy the same parts every single year, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so back to what I was saying about number 4 on my list is more collaborations that make sense. And if you can't make them Persona cards because it pisses off a certain part of the fan base, just give us creation parts. I feel like that's an easy win, and it kind of scratches the back of both, right? Like you scratch their back, scratch mine, whatever. I'm trying to figure out an analogy here to say, and I'm having a massive brain fart. Anyway, number 5. Now, this is a big one because custom soundtracks are never coming back. The way we distribute music and listen to music and engage with music has changed with streaming services and everything. You don't really download music anymore. So my suggestion is have more original music themes for our creative superstars added to these ringside passes. It sucks not having custom soundtracks anymore, so why not give us a bunch of original tunes that you guys make so we have a wide variety to choose from? I really don't want to use an in-game wrestler's song for my OG creative superstar. Now, they do have a bunch of original songs in the game, but they're always mixed together with all the other songs. It'd be nice if they had a tab to where here's all the original songs that aren't tied to anybody. Like, I use modern, I think it's modern 3 for my main wrestler, but when I make my 50, 60 wrestlers, I want to have a unique song for each and every single one of them. I don't want to use Batista's awesome theme. I don't want to use Stone Cold's awesome theme because that's theirs. And I want that to be theirs when I face them while playing the game with my original characters, right? So if we're not going to add a music creator, which is probably a nightmare to do in these games, but would be really cool, then just add in a ton of new original songs that we can use. Like, if you look at AEW Fight Forever, the one thing they did perfect was there's like hundreds and hundreds of original songs in that game that you could use for your entrance, but the entrance is only 10 seconds long. So why not do that in this game? Why not have a ton of original music songs, not just the in-game wrestling songs, and then have them separated in a tab to where we can pick, like, here's original songs, like not tied to anybody, like I just said. That would go a long way for people that like to create wrestlers, especially ones like me who like to create a ton of different wrestlers. I would love that. That's like a major thing. In fact, I pretty much turn entrances off now because, well, it's the same thing every freaking time. So to sum up, overall Ringside Pass 4 is the best one yet. They gave us some really good content this season as far as like Persona cards and stuff. But when it comes to the Creation Suite, it's once again a big miss, in my opinion. Having t-shirts with logos that anyone can make for free should not be in the pass, in my opinion, and as featured as new creation parts. So they, in my opinion, they shouldn't be like, oh, here's our featured new creation parts for this pass. Is a t-shirt with a logo on it. That's, no. And I know they have been adding stuff to the island, but we need stuff for the Ringside Pass as well to really put that cherry on top. If the Ringside Pass is sticking around, then they have to cater to every type of fan that plays these games, not just the simulation crowd. Because I know the simulation crowd is probably the most vocal online. Like, how dare they put Borderlands in here? It's cool. It caters to a part of the fan base that doesn't really have their own game, because we get one wrestling game and that's it. Like, if they're not going to make an action arcade style or a over-the-top arcade style wrestling game with all the goofy stuff in it, and they're going to include it all in this game, then include it all in this game. You don't need to cater to just one type of fan. Like, where's the gimmicky stuff fan? Where's the over-the-top fan? It looks like they're trying to do everything, and there's so many people that complain, myself included. But I try to complain about things that actually need fixing. I'm not trying to complain about, like, Jeff Hardy's animation when he comes to the ring is off. This game is a travesty, I can't play it. Really? Really? His entrance? That's what you're going to complain about? Who gives a shit about his entrance? What about his moveset? How he plays? What he looks like? All that kind of stuff. The way he gyrates his hips. That's what triggers you? That's what sets you off and hates the company? Very focal fan base, but this is my 2 cents for the Ringside Pass. I feel like going forward, if you guys hit all these things, like add a little bit here and there, and eventually get to the point where we're getting arena parts, championship parts, creation parts. It doesn't have to be a ton of stuff. Just give me something, like a full set of something. Then I feel like the Ringside Pass should stick around because it adds value to the game. But in its current setup, where it's a grind and you have to get all the way to tier 40 to get the stuff you paid for, nah, man. I don't think it should stick around. But anyway, those are my 2 cents worth. What do you feel about this? Do you care about creation parts coming to the Ringside Pass? Do you care about the creation suite at all? I know there's a big major part of the fan base that doesn't care, but most of us, or a lot of us, do care and would stop buying these games outright if they removed it entirely, which I can't believe anybody would want the creation suite to be gone, because there's some really good creations out there of wrestlers that aren't in the game that might be your favorite wrestler that you won't get otherwise. Just saying. Anyway, thank you for watching. Sounds comments below, and as always, stay frosty.
And delicious!